How's it going, you guys? Scott with Everyday Home Repairs. Now this is going to be a quick one today, but I'm basically combining all the things I've done wrong over the years trying to attach something to concrete. There are many different ways to do this. A lot of them are wrong and will take you hours, ending up with less than ideal results. So I want to help you avoid that situation. I'm going to show you a live demo here. I need 8 different attachment points for this solar tracker base, and it provides a perfect use case for us to show you all the tools you're going to need to do this right. So let's jump into it. So first up, what anchors should you be using? I've done a poll in the past and thousands of you guys gave your feedback across these 3 options. 1 out of 10 pick the Simpson Strong Ties Titan series. 2 out of 10 use wedge anchors, and then 7 out of 10 use Tapcons. Now, wedge anchors, I would say, would have the most likelihood of failure. You drill out, this collar goes down, you tap it in. Sometimes you gum up those threads if they go all the way to the end. So it is best to have the nut a little bit proud there if you're going to hammer that into the hole to protect your threads. And then once you start and tighten it down, that wedge is going to push out on this actual insert, and then that's what secures it in the hole. These are prone to failure, especially for DIYers. Now, Tapcons I've used in the past and had pretty good success, but I've actually upgraded. Now, my go-to now is what only 1 out of 10 of you guys gave feedback on, and this Simpson Strong Tie, the Titan series, is awesome. I'm not sure if it's this different thread design compared to a Tapcon where you have those waves on the first few threads, but it just bites way better. I've had better luck with it holding and never blowing out. Tapcons I've had blow out in the past, but the blowout usually comes from how you're drilling your holes. But that is the next step and probably the most common source of error when it comes to DIY or securing something to concrete. Now, it's both how you're drilling and also what you're using. A lot of homeowners are just going to default to their combination drill here that has actually the hammer setting. So they go over to the hammer. That gives you the rotation of the drill, but also gives you a little bit of the hammering force that then with the correct bit, again, you're not using standard bits, right? You got to get the right bit for the job. Then that should give you some capability of drilling through concrete. Unfortunately, this is just not that effective. If you have 1 or 2 holes, I get it. You already have this tool, go for it. But if you have more than that, I have 16 holes to drill. So I would highly recommend you step up to a rotary hammer drill like this one. It's gonna make it so much easier. I did a side-by-side comparison where I drilled one of the 3/8 of an inch holes and I just marked the depth about an inch further than I needed to go. I always like to go a little bit deeper. So I marked on this bit with a Sharpie 1 inch past. Then I started to drill, and it took me with this hammer drill, just the standard drill, took 2 minutes to drill that hole. And remember, the Sharpie should go all the way down to the concrete, not the top of the debris pile that's coming out of the hole. Then switching over to the rotary hammer drill, did exactly the same thing, and it went through in 30 seconds. So it is 4 times faster, and you're just putting less effort. I'm able to use my body weight on this, but if you're drilling into a wall, that's even more effective to have the hammer drill because you're not going to be able just to lean on the drill to get all that force. Then specifically for the actual process, so you do not leave debris down in the hole. So that is the key. If you leave debris down in the hole, you'll probably have a failure. So you'll just drill down, and again, I go about 1 inch past my fastener's depth, and then I keep it turning in the same direction and turn on my vacuum to suck up the debris pile. And then when I pull the bit out of the hole, I continue to use the vacuum and pull any debris out of the hole and suck it up into the vacuum. Then we're left with a nice clean hole that's not going to have any debris in it, which is going to increase our likelihood of having a nice strong hold with our anchor. Then all that is left is to drive those Titan HD anchors from Simpson down into the hole, and it goes really fast with a simple impact driver. Now my camera did overheat here, so we didn't see all 8 of those being secured to that bracket, but I did 2 of these different brackets and all 16 anchors went in secure, no blowouts, no issues. Because we selected the right tool, a rotary hammer drill. You do not have to buy, you can rent that. The right process, we made sure all the debris was out, and we actually vacuumed that out before the drill bit came out as we were pulling debris out of the hole. and the right products. Simpson Strong Tie Titan HDs are my favorite. You'll see links in the description for all those tools and supplies if you need them for your own reference. Now, if you're diving deeper into concrete projects around your house, check out this one right here where we do the mud mixer versus the Harbor Freight. Which one's better for our small concrete projects around the house? I'll do a side-by-side comparison so you can make a smart choice for your own home. And then check out this video right here where I pour that pad in 2 different sections. A pretty large pad, over 100 bags of Quikrete. How do we do that in sizable chunks, but make sure they're tied together rigidly with rod going through? There is one key product that makes that happen. So thanks for joining me on this video, and we'll catch you on one of those next ones. Take care.